Marriage gets a bad rap these days. People are waiting longer to get married. Some don't want to marry at all. So much so that people think couples in their early 20s are too young to get married. But here's the thing, long before divorce rates started to climb and marriage rates started to decline, that was more the norm. It was a time when people weren't afraid of commitment, they embraced it. They didn't try to find themselves, develop careers, or have large enough bank accounts first. Marriage was the norm. It wasn't perfect, but it was beautiful. Let's rock. Are you walking through a storm that feels like it will never end? Do you wonder if life's storms have stolen the beauty from your life for good? You're in the right place. My name is Heather, and like you, I've been through a storm or two and wondered if life would ever be beautiful again. Here we share warriors' words, stories of discovering beauty after battles, and the worth in your wounds. Pick up your sword or boxing gloves and join the battle. Your words are powerful, my friends. Make them warrior words. Last week, I talked about marriage being a covenant, not a contract. It's an agreement that invites God into the equation to create a three-stranded cord. It's not something two people agree to do until they don't anymore. Marriage was designed by God, and it's designed to mirror his relationship with his church. In the very first book of the Bible, in Genesis, we see that a man is to leave his father and mother and become one flesh with his bride. And this is repeated almost word for word in Ephesians 5:31. In Matthew 19, verse 6, we have what the priest says: "What God has joined, let no man put asunder." The more I read this verse, I think it can be taken in two ways. In one, God does the joining of the bride and groom to make them one flesh. But another way to see it is that God has become part of this union. Now, I'm not a biblical scholar, so I don't know what the original word used for the English word join, but that might be something interesting to explore. I honestly love the image both interpretations create. What about love? The secular world would have us believe that love is a feeling. If that is true, then it is also fleeting, meaning it can change or go away. And if that's true, then how do we interpret that God is love, or that God even loves us? So I don't think that works. Love can't be just a feeling. It has to be something more. And it is. It's a verb. If you remember your English lessons, verbs are action words. When we say, "I love you," the word love is the verb in that sentence, and it implies action. So when a bride and groom love each other, there is action there. They have to get up every morning and make the conscious decision, the conscious choice to love each other that day. They have to do something. It can be as simple as getting coffee ready before you leave for work, or picking up the milk on the way home. Or it can be more challenging, staying true to that covenant promise when one spouse falls ill or gets injured. Now, 1 Corinthians 13, I'm sure that's a passage we've all heard. But it reminds us that love is not self-serving, and it always perseveres. Love doesn't stop. It's not fleeting. When you love someone, you continue to do so, even when you don't like what they're saying or doing. Which brings me to something important to all relationships, but to marriage in particular, and that is forgiveness. There are many times in marriage when one spouse will say or do something that hurts the other spouse. Now, most of the time, this is not intentional, but even when it is, forgiveness is necessary. Jesus commands it. Matthew 6:14 and 15 says, "For if you will forgive men their offenses, your heavenly Father will forgive you also your offenses. But if you will not forgive men, neither will your Father forgive you your offenses." So back to that conscious decision to love, to be active, to be intentional. Forgiveness is an act of love. Spouses will need to forgive each other often. In fact, in a lifetime, I guess each spouse will probably hit or go beyond Jesus's 70 times 7 idea of forgiveness. To all those who are married, keep going. Be intentional. Choose to act in love every day. Forgive often. To those contemplating marriage, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's challenging, but it's working together in love and forgiveness that bring us close to the beauty God intended in human marriage and in his plan for Christ and his church. How are you going to be intentional in your marriage this week? And if you're not married, how can you demonstrate love to someone else this week? That's it for now. Remember, armor up, fight the good fight, seek beauty, and make your words warrior words. God bless.